offenses. You have LeBron James on the Lakers. You have Jimmy Butler. You have Nikola Jokic, and you have Jason Tatum. These are guys who, if you play them for the shot, they can make the pass, any pass on the floor. But if you try to take away the pass and you say, we're going to give you a shot, we're going to sag, we're going to play you tight, we're going to dare you to drive, we're going to dare you to shoot, they can do it. They can do those things, and they can dominate by doing those things. And I think that just put into more context how important those guys are, and how much, when it comes to team building, this is a critical feature that you have to develop or have. And I mean, you look at a team like your Nets are a great example, where they have Kevin Durant. Can he be that guy? Can he become more of a facilitator, which hasn't really been his role in any of his previous stops? Can he be more of a facilitator? And can some of these other guys kind of grow? Can Giannis grow more of a pull-up game so that he can be more of a play finisher in the half court? The Raptors, I don't know if they have that guy. And I think that that's part of where they kind of got tripped up. So I think that that's one of the lessons, is that, you're going to have to really keep shooting. You really have to prioritize getting shooting. And then you need a guy who can initiate the offense as a play starter and finisher. And then you build around that guy. And that's not revolutionary, but I think the importance of it and the likelihood that that player is going to be a wing in today's league has just gone up. I mean, Nikola Jokic is different, but most of these guys now seem to be wings more than the point guards.
Yeah, and the Heat will be back, though. Like, I don't think that they're going to be bona fide favorites in the East next year, but they've showed, regardless of who's on their roster, that they'll be back. We talked about Bam at length. Dragic, I think, will be gone, but with his money coming off the books, they'll be able to extend some of their own guys and also bring in more pieces. They had the combination that worked. They had a do-everything superstar in Jimmy Butler, a versatile, dominant big in Bam. Then they had shooting, and they had veteran prowess, bringing in Iguodala, bringing in Jay Crowder, Dragic there, as we mentioned. Then just the emergence of Hero and Robinson and Nunn, and, Olynyk did play well, while Bam was injured. But it's just a good team, well-coached. There's continuity in that organization, which is rare in today's sports. Harrison's been the owner forever. The president's still the same. Riley's been there for God knows how long. Spoelstra has been in that organization for 25 years. So they know what it takes to win, and they'll be back. But, they, like I said, they just ran into the better team. And the Lakers, man, you just got to hats off to them. The fact that they won the NBA championship after a full calendar year of a season. I mean, usually we'd be doing division previews, like opening night in 2 weeks. No, the finals just ended. It's October 13th. Like, what world are we living in right now, Ben?
It's crazy, but this is the end of the NBA season, Jason, and I'm sad to see it go. It was kind of nice to have basketball in the fall.
And we both nailed the prediction. We nailed the prediction. Lakers in 6, both of us.
Yeah, that's true. We both got it. And now the next things are going to be the draft and so on. But we're not going to be able to go on that journey with all you guys listening, because this is going to be our last show. I know we talked about it earlier. So as we say farewell to the 2020 NBA season, we're also going to be saying farewell to you guys as listeners, because this is going to be our last show. We've been doing this for 3 years, and we've had an absolute blast. I can count the number of things I've been able to do in the past few years that I've enjoyed more than this show. Having the fans, having the feedback, but most of all, Jason, honestly, is just doing it with you and getting to have these talks with you, and just getting to chat basketball and talk and laugh. I mean, how many times have I had to put myself on mute as I'm just chortling as you say something? You give me a nickname or tell me that I did something as an inside joke that I may or may not understand, and then have to pretend that I understand to keep going with the show. So it's just been an unbelievable ride since episode 1, where we had such just a janky setup. We were trying to figure it out. We had our friends on as guests. We ended up getting the great Pooch from Nets Daily. We ended up having just some really great stuff. I mean, it's been just a hell of a ride, Jason. I couldn't have picked a better person to do it with, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah, there was an idea, when you have dreams of doing play-by-play or having your own sports talk show. The emergence of podcasts really made that possible, and that was part of the reason why I joined Double G Sports back in 2015. So I'm coming off like a 5-year run with them. I was the lead Nets writer. I covered some Knicks stuff when they didn't have anyone to do it. And then, I became the basketball editor because I was pretty much the last writer standing. And then you started doing your like 4,000 word, pieces like New York Times Sunday edition, like all these exquisite breakdowns. And, you knew I was the editor. So you'd email me and you'd say, hey man, you mind editing this? And I'm like, yeah, I'll be back in 2 weeks after I'm done reading everything you wrote. And, just kind of formed this acquaintanceship. And, hey, you interested in podcasting? Yeah. And like, for me, Ben, you sort of like resurrected my dream, because I've been working in radio and TV. I'm out of college 8 years. You are as well. And these jobs are so hard to get. I should have left at 21, gone to some middle of nowhere town, got on air and worked my way back. I didn't do that. But you gave me a chance to kind of relive this dream again. And I know, did it go where we'd hoped? No. Have we made any money? No. But, I'm learning more and more that it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And this journey that we've taken together is, something I'll always treasure. And you never know, man. I wouldn't close the door completely. We could come back, down the road and see where the podcast is going. Or maybe someone will listen to this and be like, no, we'll pay you 50 cents a download. And I'll be like, yes. No, but all jokes aside, like you've done so much for this show over the years, not only with the writing, and we started doing the power rankings day of, but we started the show notes and, you with all the audio equipment, the editing, the posting, coming up with the blurbs and the titles. And, I just kind of sat there and wrote up what we were going to talk about and then started doing intros. So, you did a lot of hard work behind the scenes and, how much you've grown as a host and, breaking things down, and you're so good with the X's and O's. And man, like the segments you came up with, like Heroes and Zeros and marquee matchups, which we named the Mamba matchups. And what are some other ones? What are some of the other?
I think we had Heat Check, but I can tell you guys, out there, if you laughed during the show, it was either a joke that Jason wrote that I absolutely without reproach stole, or it was Jason saying it. So the humor and the brains behind this organization has always been on the other side of this camera. And I don't know, man. I couldn't have been more blessed to have the time with you, brother. It's been so much fun, and it's crazy. I never thought it would come to this. We actually, we're not going to get too much of this, but we even had some opportunities to try and make this a little bit of more of a professional thing, getting more into it. And I think we both sort of realized that our favorite part of doing this was just getting to talk to each other, and making it about some of that other stuff would have taken away the very thing that made this so much fun. And now, we're both moving on to new chapters, and I couldn't be prouder of you, and I couldn't be happier for you with the next chapter that you have coming in your life. And I just hope we'll continue to cross paths, and I can't wait to collaborate more in the future.
Oh, absolutely, man. Brothers for life. And it's funny, we talk about guests, bringing them on, and, we started off with my buddy Christian. Got to give Christian Valencia a shout out. You had your boy Jalad, and Pete came on a couple times, our resident Trailblazers expert. That was Jalad fun, I'll tell you that much. But, we had Pooch on before Pooch was Pooch. I messaged him because I loved his writing, and then he was on our show, I think 5 times, and he's just blossomed into this like really big up and coming young star in the New York media. He's been on The Fan, he's been mentioned on ESPN, Get Up, First Take. He pretty much had the Nets, KD, and Kyrie news before anybody else. He's really in with the Nets, and he answered my DM, decided to do our show. Now, I have his phone number, we talk on email, and Pooch was great. I got to thank Jason Cordner, who was on from the bubble, kind of gave us a little bit of relevance down there, covering it and calling in to talk to us on our show. We had these dreams of getting all these writers on, and to the few that did, to the ones that actually gave us an opportunity, we thank you guys as well.
Yeah, and I guess the last we have to thank too is just the fans, the people who wrote nice reviews that we got to read, the people who subscribed and listened, the people who emailed us questions and stuff when we tried to do little mailbag segments. We appreciate all you guys, and hopefully this is I'll see you later, but we've enjoyed this ride, and as you said, Jason, it has been quite a journey, and I'm glad we got to do it together. So to everyone out there, and most importantly to you, Jason, thank you all, and we hope to talk with you soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the podcast may be ending, but our NBA fandom is not going anywhere. You got a fresh start in Chicago with your Bulls a year away from being a year away from being a year away. You got a coach there in Billy Donovan. You know, he cleaned house with his assistants. That's, I guess, your last Ben's Bulls blues, because, you know, that was one of the more fun segments, you know, the Nets news of the week leading into my team in Brooklyn. And just like, I get to go back to just being a fan. And this is the most highly anticipated Nets season in history coming up. A healthy Kevin Durant, healthy Kyrie Irving, Steve Nash at the helm. We're just ready, you know, ready to see the Nets win a championship sometime in my life. And Ben, if they do,
Yeah.
if either the Nets or Bulls win a championship in our lifetime, we got to come on and do like a reaction pod, dust off the cobwebs, and bring it back. Because
we're going to go to a Nets Bulls game. Like, we have to make it an annual tradition to go to a Nets Bulls game. That's really the answer to all this.
As soon as they let fans back in the arena. But yeah, no, I know we're kind of running short on time here, but, you know, thank you to Double G Sports and In the Zone, Greg Snyder, giving us this platform, all the writers and the podcast hosts staying on. We wish you guys the best of luck. And, you know, just everyone out there, I know it's going to be, you know, a rough time coming up with the election and the country's so divided. So we'll just kind of leave you with this party note that has nothing to do with basketball. But just be nice to each other. Be kind. Show love. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Get some deep dish pizza in Chicago. But, yeah, I'm never going to stop doing dad jokes. But, yeah, Baseline Jumper, man, what a ride. What a run it's been. And, Ben, I love you, buddy.
I love you too, brother. And we love all you guys out there. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you maybe later.
It's not goodbye. It's see you later. But we're going to end this with one. Peace. LeBron's a champion.